Institutional indictment. A 15-year-old got a gun put to his face by 10 of his peers while an 11th held the camera. 25 days later, one arrest. The detective told his mother, quote, "This never happens in Surprise," end quote. Today we're going to find out why never is the most dangerous word in policing. Because here's what never actually looked like that night. A boy in Surprise, Arizona asked his mother if he could go swim with friends. 6 minutes from home, be back by 9, Easter weekend. She said yes, because that is what you say when your son hangs out with good kids and the sun is still up. What he walked into was not a pool party. It was a trap. 11 of his peers met him there. The ones who did not have guns had cameras. He came home with a concussion, head wounds, a broken nose, and a story this country is going to keep telling itself until we decide we mean it about the children. This is Civic Cypher. I'm Ramses Ja. We need to talk about Surprise. Saturday, April 4th, just after 9 p.m., a residential property near Cedarville Avenue and Greenway Road in Surprise, Arizona. That's the West Valley, Phoenix Metro, near Loop 303. Per local press, ABC 15 and AZ Family and 12 News, Surprise police were called out to the address that night for a, quote, subject with a gun. A 15-year-old sophomore from Willow Canyon High School had been invited there by what he understood to be friends. The party had been promoted on social media. According to the host, a lot of people he did not know showed up. According to the family, who are represented by Arizona criminal defense attorney Adam Ashby of Jackson White Law, the boy had no idea that another kid from a different school had quietly organized this with the express purpose of jumping him. Once he was inside, they would not let him leave. Every time he tried for a different exit, the family says, somebody put a gun in his face. They beat him. They kicked him. They punched him. They stomped him. They threw him in the pool. He got out by jumping a back wall, running through a field, and not stopping until he hit the freeway. The boy survived. The boy is 15 years old. I want you to sit with the word trap. Because what the press is calling an attack at a house party, the family is calling something more specific. They are calling it a planned, coordinated kidnapping with a weapon that ended in aggravated assault by a group in front of cameras. The backstory the mother gives, and again, this is part of the family account, not police confirmed yet. The boy had been talking on Snapchat with a girl. A boy who claimed her, who attended a different high school, did not like that. He told the boy he was going to beat him up. The boy did not take it seriously. He barely knew the girl. He was 15. Days or weeks later, an invite goes out for a swim, Easter weekend, 6 minutes from home. Bring your swim trunks. You don't bring a gun to a swim with friends. You bring a gun when somebody told you the boy is coming. That is not a fight. That is a setup. There is a word for the legal version of that. It's conspiracy. Now I want to talk to you about the cameras, because this is the piece that keeps me up. The reason we know any of this is because the kids who did not have guns had phones. They filmed it. They posted it. The Surprise Police Department's own statement says investigators have, quote, multiple people captured on video who had assaulted the teenage victim. Multiple people captured on video. Their own friends posted it with captions, with tags, with laughing emojis. Somebody at that party was holding a weapon. Somebody else was holding a phone. And they both made a choice. The kid with the gun chose to threaten a child. The kid with the phone chose to make it content. I've spent a lot of time on this show talking about a thing called the bulletproof class, the mechanism that lets a powerful person avoid accountability while everybody else around them documents the harm. We usually talk about that in the context of grown men with millions of dollars and platforms. What you're watching in Surprise is the same mechanism in miniature, in high school. 11 witnesses, 11 phones. 25 days later, one arrest. Because the assumption inside the room was, nobody who matters will care. I told you at the top of the show what the detective told the mother when she pushed for action. I want to come back to that sentence now, because that sentence is the whole story. Quote, this never happens in Surprise, unquote. I want every parent in the West Valley listening to this right now to hear that sentence and to understand what it does. What it does is buy time. What it does is put the burden of urgency on a mother whose son just got a gun put to his face. What it does is suggest that the shock of the event is itself a defense for not investigating the event. It happens in Surprise. It happened on April 4th. We have an incident number, 2604-00178. We have video. We have a victim. We have, the mother says, 11 faces. What we don't have, 25 days later, is most of the names. Surprise Police did not assign a detective in earnest until the family went to local media. Now there is a public information officer on the record. Now there is an incident number. Now there is one teen reportedly in custody. The other 10 are walking the halls at Valley Vista and Dysart High School, with their phones in their pockets, with the videos still on those phones, knowing nobody has come for them yet. So here's the ask, and I want to be clear about who I'm asking. To the parents of every kid at that party, you know if your kid was there. You know if your kid was on that property. You know if your kid is on that video. You know if your kid came home wet that night and told you a story that did not make sense. If you see your child in any of the videos circulating, the right move is not to hope it goes away. It will not go away. The mother is not going away. The press is not going away. We are not going away. The right move is to walk your child into the Surprise Police Department before somebody else walks them in. To the students of Willow Canyon, Valley Vista, and Dysart High School, you know who was there. You probably know who organized it. You have seen what your peers posted. You are old enough to understand what happened. You are also old enough to understand that the boy could have died. He survived because he could run. The next kid might not be able to run. Silent Witness Maricopa County, 480-WITNESS. You can call anonymously. To the Dysart Unified School District, Superintendent Dr. John Crochow. All 3 schools are yours. The victim, your student. The attackers, by the family's account, your students. The fact that this happened off campus does not get you off the hook. Your code of conduct reaches off campus when a student threatens another student. Please use it. To the City of Surprise Mayor Kevin Sartor. You took office in January of last year. The city manager who hired your police chief reports to your council. Your city is the city in this story. You don't run day-to-day police operations, and we are not asking you to. We are asking you to use the chair you sit in and say out loud what every parent in your city needs to hear from the office of the mayor, that this case is a priority and that the resources are there and that the timeline is not infinite. 25 days of public silence from City Hall is a choice. It is not a neutral one. To Surprise Police, Chief Evan Betcher, you are 11 months into the job. You inherited a department coming out of a First Amendment lawsuit that took down your predecessor. You have a chance on this case to show the West Valley what your tenure is going to mean. The family represented by Adam Ashby of Jackson White Law has handed you, in their words, a crazy amount of evidence. You have a public statement from your own PIO confirming the video shows multiple assailants. You have an incident number. The clock on the public's patience started 25 days ago. The boy is home. He is healing. He is 15 years old. If you have any information about what happened on April 4th near Saraville and Greenway in Surprise, Arizona, the tip lines are open. Surprise Police, 623-222-TIPS. 623-222-TIPS. The email is crimetips@surpriseaz.gov. Again, crimetips@surpriseaz.gov. The incident number is 260-400-178. Again, 260-400-178. Silent Witness Maricopa, 480-WITNESS. Again, 480-WITNESS. Tell your kids the camera is not a shield. Tell them the laugh in the caption is on the record. Tell them when somebody plans a trap, every single person who showed up is part of the trap, whether they swung or not. A boy asked his mother if he could go swim with friends. We owe him 11 names.